how can you introduce two characters? Here's how these two meet.
He was doing these things and I'm like, you understood all that?
Oh my God.
You understood what you're going to... So
Yes.
now you know what the plan is. You know what you're going to...
Especially when the plan is jumping over a bridge with two ropes. Like, you should practice that from a month in advance. That's ridiculous. But that's their friendship. Like, they understand each other soulfully.
Hey pals, welcome to another episode of the Plot Pals podcast.
Do you hear the drum beating? The footsteps getting louder. The arrow coming to your face. Not to start playing.
Exactly.
Unbelievably miraculous film that we don't know how it was made. Seriously, it blows my mind every time I look at it. Every second of this movie is so huge, grand, on a God scale level.
Yeah, and it's a movie about revolution, but also it's like a revolution in movies as well, I feel like.
It's unlike anything I've ever seen. Like, I know we say this all the time, but truly,
this one really is
oh my God.
Yeah,
watch
one and only
6 minutes of this movie and you will be completely hooked.
Exactly.
Watch 1 minute.
Exactly. That's what happened to me. I just wanted to watch a little bit of it. Just so, you know, it's 3 hours. I wanted to be a little bit of it. Oh my God, I was hooked. I was watching it until 3 a.m, just crying my eyes out like the whole night.
And was it you, this reaction too? What? You're like, oh my God, what? What the fuck? How? Wow. Oh my.
How dare you do this to these people? Yeah. I was all over the place. I think I woke up my neighbors too.
Oh, me
Seriously.
too. My parents kept coming up to be like, be quiet. It's the nighttime. Also 3 a.m. watch.
Right.
And I wanted to be like, get up. Get out of your beds. What are you up
What
to
are
right
you
now?
doing if you're not watching this movie? Are you
Rise,
sleeping?
roll, revolt.
No dream is gonna be as good as this movie.
Exactly. Get out of your beds. Put the pillow away. Burn your blankets. And turn on the VCR.
That's true, but like we can't really say that. We're living in Canada, it's still under British Empire, so be a little bit quiet. You don't want your neighbors or empress to hear that. Yeah. But in this episode, the Plot Pals podcast, the PPP Association, is going to talk about RRR.
What a collaboration.
I know.
The likes of which we haven't seen since the movie was made.
Exactly. And this name even is so unique. Like I was always
know.
wondering, what does it stand for?
When I saw it first in the theaters,
Right.
I was not compelled to go watch it because it's just
Yeah.
3 letters of the alphabet.
I know. You didn't even put effort
Yes,
into making
it's
a
like
real
you're just
word.
on the keyboard like, oh, I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Right.
What does it mean? It's ridiculous. Makes no sense. And also, it sounds like kind of like a RRR, like a pirate.
Yeah.
But alas, there's a good reason. Tell us why.
It's rise,
roar,
and revolt.
But you know the real story behind the name?
How they came up with it? No.
You don't? Oh, I'm so excited to tell you.
Whoa, go ahead.
I guess this is a popular thing in India. They name movies based on the actors who are in it.
Wow.
Or based on the director, if they're so cool. So let's say if Spielberg was making Jaws in India, they might call the movie SS, Steven Spielberg, and then SSS, like Steven Spielberg Shark. They would call it that. And then that would be kind of the working title until they choose a title. So for this one, they named it after the director and the 2 actors, all of which their names start with R.
Are you serious?
Each of which is the most popular actors and filmmakers in India. And so people were literally roll, revolting when they heard these 3 are going to be in a movie together.
Wow.
And the movie was just called RRR.
That's iconic. That's so iconic.
Imagine how much people were waiting for this. It was like the collaboration of the century.
And
it was enough to
the
say.
fact that like they give this much credit to the actors, like they actually put their names in the title, it actually
Yeah.
doesn't it take you out of the movie? The title is supposed to show you
Yes.
what the movie is.
It's crazy. Yeah, but it only works, I think, within this context.
Right.
If like me and you did that, that would be so
Narcissistic.
narcissistic.
Oh, damn.
Incredibly, yeah. Like Maral and Anna made a movie once again.
Exactly.
But for here, it works, I think, because these actors are like gods themselves. Everyone,
Exactly.
I mean, they've just been built up to be so revered by all the audiences. And so when you hear their name, not to mention, even the actor's name is the same as the character. This officer, his name is Ram.
Right.
The actor's name is Ram as well.
Oh, man.
People want to see this. Meanwhile, though, in the movie, they never bring it up. This director, I guess he just abbreviated his name SS, Rajamouli. He's making another movie now, which I'm sure we're going to be the first to go watch now, right?
Yes.
And this one is called SSMB 29 for now.
Okay.
Why? Because his name is SS, and then the main actor in that one is MB, like his initials.
Oh my.
And then the 29th film of that actor.
Wow.
That's how they name these movies, because of how iconic these actors are. You know the scene in 3 Idiots where this guy erases the wall and it says September 5? That's kind of us with the Indian industry. Like, we just saw a wall before, and now slowly we're erasing it. And it's like Hollywood, Hollywood, Bollywood, Jollywood, Hollywood, Sandalwood. And we're like, these are all industries as big as Hollywood?
Wow.
What the fuck?
Wow. Oh my God. It's just mind-blowing. I can't even.
It's impossible to know until you watch it.
Yeah.
And when you do, you realize this is a golden like piece that we've never seen. American movies are always trying to be realistic.
Right.
It's about internal feelings of what this guy was awkward in a dinner conversation. That's the movie. Oh, he was fighting with his mom. What is he gonna say? He's shaving. This is American movies. Nothing wrong with that. We love that kind of thing. But the Indian movies are, oh my God,
they're
in the
art,
sky.
you know, because like if you do exaggeration and things like that, that actually shows that you used a tool in the art, and you took advantage of that, and you like created something huge and big and like something that people have to think about, or like you exaggerated a feeling.
Yes.
I think like realism is beautiful and it's good, but then you see all the other possibilities that exist, and it also allows you to like take advantage of this and like also use it in your creative work. So that's so cool.
We know that movies are an entertainment industry. You watch it to pass the time. We know this. We also know you can learn some things from it, and it gives you certain emotions.
Right.
What better way to give people emotions than to show
Shake them.
Shake them, yeah, like make their heart beat, not in a getting scared way, but in a nothing is impossible. One man can change the world in this way, that when you walk out of the movie, I went to the grocery store, and I was coming home with 5 bags in each arm, like walking up the stairs, sweating, blood coming down, and I was like, I can do this. Why? Because of RRR. And I know groceries are not so big, but it can apply to anything you do in your life after you watch this movie.
Yeah, you get to work out probably. You have to probably watch this before working out.
Oh, every time.
Just like watch a little bit of a small clip of it and then go work out.
Just watch the dancing scene. You don't even have to watch the fight scenes.
Exactly.
Just watch not to where they go. You're like, I could work out forever. I'll never stop.
And they also danced this in the Oscars too, I think.
Yeah.
Wow. So it was really huge, and it came out in 2022, just 2 years ago. I had no idea.
And I could be wrong, but I think this is the second highest grossing movie in India ever.
Really? Well deserved.
Wow.
Oh my.
Yeah, exactly. I kept saying this. Every dollar that they earned, every cent, they worked for it. It's on the screen. People are sweating. You can see just the actors. I mean, they're putting their all, even the British actors who we thought were over-exaggerating. I mean, their movements are crazy. And of course, the 2 leads.
Yes.
Constantly at the highest level, you know. I can't imagine having that much energy even to do this.
Yes.
So let them, like, every cent, well deserved. Like, there's a saying in Farsi we have that says Nusha Jun, which means like take it for your life. Like let it fill you with
I
life.
know, exactly.
And they take my money, like let it fill you with life. You deserve
Take my
it.
life, take everything.
Take
like,
it all. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true.
When you watch that and then suddenly like a American scene comes on, maybe on YouTube or the TV, you're so shocked at how blatant it's like a piece of milk like just drops, so limited, so minimal, and then cut to this. It's the most.
I know, and the things that they're doing is so like out of life. For example, this one man goes into the mob of like all these people and like fights everyone there and like lets them. Everyone is beaten by one man. That's just
Holy
huge.
fuck! There is
Or,
a
like,
mob of 1,000 people, and this is the first minute of the movie too.
I know.
This one soldier flies over the wind and starts
Over
beating
the huge fence
the
that
fence.
is there that nobody can pass.
I know, like if it was me and you, we wouldn't even get over the fence. Like, where's the door? Does anybody have the key? Like 5 hours later, we're just sitting there. How do I get over? He jumps over and he starts with piece of wood. He has nothing in his hand.
Right.
Just with the wood, he's beating everyone. Everyone falls onto him.
Yeah,
He
and for a
gets
moment
up-
you're like, oh, you crazy man. Didn't you know this is gonna happen to you?
Rip to pieces, 100%.
Yeah, but then he finds his wood.
Oh my god. It's incredible. How do we believe it too? Because imagine the real thing would be for you to say like, what the fuck are you doing? That's not realistic at all. Why are we watching this? But when you're watching, you're so on his side and you
You're like-
believe like this
You're
is
like
a man
law
with
of
power.
gravity. Who?
yeah.
Or,
It's like the filmmaking, I would say.
it's just a thing for Indian movies. They're just this way, you know. I've seen one and I described it to you. This man pierced the heart of his enemy with a banana, a peeled banana.
That's okay. You know what? You buy it in the scene, in the context of the
And
story.
it's funny, and they're not hiding the fact that it is funny. And that it is like exaggerated, and they're also not hiding the fact that they want to show in their movies that the lead actor is so like he's strong and he can do things, and I'm sure like that's the way it is. Like they're built different. I feel like you know, they're like mentally the meditations that they have and things like that. I imagine this kind of work that they do, this internal work that they do, if they do it, will also, as well as like the physical work, will help them really like regulate the energies that they have. So it's kind of like an exaggeration of a strong man that could exist in that.
That's exactly right. And meanwhile, even though everything is unrealistic in this movie and we say that could never happen, well, it's right in front of our eyes. They made it happen with computer generated imagery, with ropes and with stuntmen and with lighting it and camera work. It's right there. Like somebody did manage to bring this to life.
I was just gonna say, even if we say like doesn't happen in real life, but do you not wonder at times how did they film this?
Yeah.
How did they go about it? Because I'm sure like not even in Hollywood they would be able to pull something like this off.
I know. I was shocked at every minute. Like,
Yeah.
and they keep topping themselves off.
Yes.
There is a moment where one man is on top of another man sitting there. He has 2 guns in his hand. Okay, you know how heavy guns are?
Yes.
You have to hold one up like this, and it's so. And this.
And then he
man-
has 2.
Yeah, he's like bending his back, and he is going. Pew, pew. Both of them hit. He just points them back, kills, 2 shots, dead.
And he's been like in prison for weeks at this point.
Yeah.
He's been tortured. And
Yes. And somebody did that. Like, even if the camera, if this gun was super light, still they had to go and do that ballet move and point it at least. So this is all there. And yeah, I do think it has to do with the internal work. Because even these directors, how the fuck, you know, they managed to show all of this. The scale is unbelievable.
Right.
And then you see them and they're the most grounded, calm. Like they're so humble.
That makes sense.
That you just don't get it. Like, you did this. Be a little bit arrogant, please.
Absolutely. And also this like creative, where do you think this creation comes from? and especially since we say it's out of the world, it definitely is. It's from their meditation. It's definitely from out of this world. They're just so much calmer and they're grounded. That's why they get these energies. Oh my God. It just makes me want to go to India or learn how to do this inner work as well.
Oh, one thing I didn't say is his new movie coming out, even though it's called SSMB 29, it's also called Maharaja, which I thought was related to the meditation guru Mahariji, who he came, he traveled the world many times to spread his message of meditation.
Yeah.
I thought it was about him, and I was like, oh, I'm in. Apparently, Maharaja means king or prince.
Oh.
So, well, either way, we'll watch it. If it's about a prince or it's about the meditation.
The better.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm sure this meditation thing has something to do with it. Maybe we should meditate. Maybe we should go to India, start meditating.
You don't
get
have
into
to
the
go
Bollywood
there.
industry.
I know I said it, but like...
Yeah, we could start meditating right now.
Absolutely.
Right now, we could close our eyes.
Let's do that. This is a podcast of meditation. Take a deep breath.
It's a guided meditation experience. Close your eyes and take a deep breath.
Do you hear the beautiful sounds of birds and the sound of the lake?
The sound of gunshots in the distance.
Exactly.
Let that all float away. Okay. Well, you know what? We should try.
This is another idea. Yeah. Let's also give a quick summary of what the movie is even about. It actually is so kind of complex. It's 3 hours, and there are characters that go through so many plot twists and different things happen. So at the same time, I don't want to spoil it, but I'm gonna. So okay, this is 1920. 1920 India, and at this time there is the British Raj that ruled the country, besides the locals that are there. And what happens is that the British governor, comes and takes this little girl from this tribe. Her name is Molly, I think, and the leader of the tribe is on this quest. He's the main character, besides another character. He's on this quest to go and find this child and take her back to the village. So we have his journey, as well as this British Indian officer. He's an Indian officer, but works in the British Army. And he is so ambitious. First that you meet him, he's so aggressive and fierce, and he's there to get promoted. And you're like, oh, this bloodthirsty man that will try to destroy all
his own kind.
Exactly, to get to this money or this power and this status. And so you hate this man and antagonize him.
Oh, I loved him from the first second.
Me too.
Yeah. But yeah.
That's the idea that when you meet him first. But then you see these two come together and they become friends once they meet in Delhi. And then...
That meeting is crazy, but we'll talk about it.
I know. It's iconic. And so this is the question of whether they will betray each other or will they come together and join forces. So this is a question that you ask yourself from the first moment that they come together. You're like, oh, they're going to betray each other. Or no, they're not. Exactly. And it's just coming back and forth. And you see their different perspectives on the whole thing.
And you really don't have to try hard to be entertained or to understand the story while you're sitting there.
Right.
Even though we say this is a convoluted plot, really it's the simplest thing. It's about friendship and betrayal. That's a big one. And then fighting for your country, fighting against oppressors.
That's true.
The extent you will go to. And the means to
and kind of like a revenge story as well. It's like a revenge trope as well.
And you as an audience don't have to do anything. They do everything for you. Just sit there and let the emotions flow through you.
Yes.
You know, it's one thing to hear, they steal this girl from the colony, and you're just so desensitized to it, it doesn't even affect you.
No.
But when you see the visuals of each shot that they chose to tell the story, how this girl is singing, how her mother is so hurt by them stealing her away, how her mother gets beaten into the head.
How the girl is bought with 2 coins.
Oh, wow.
the
Coins
coins
are
that are
thrown.
thrown to the
Exactly.
mother's face. And
So the work is done for you. All you have to do is give your eyes and your mind to the film.
exactly.
It will move you.
And from the first scene, which is the girl singing, oh my God, it just elevates you. What a voice. What a song.
Yes.
And then you're like immersed into this world. I know some things like are kind of like taking you out. For example, the British actor, again, that woman or like that governor, they're just these super cliche villains.
Right.
But still, you're like bought into it. You know, you're in the world. You're there.
Exactly. Especially if you go in with kind of two understandings. One is that the movie is not about these British people.
Yeah.
And
Definitely is not. It's just trying to also say that these people are evil. They
Yes,
came and took our
exactly.
country and did that. Even if that's not 100% the reality, which is, but like this is one side of the story. This is definitely the Indian perspective of what happened.
Exactly. So the
So-
British are just kind of their cardboard to
Yeah.
to tell this one specific story about the
Yeah.
friendship. Know that, so don't expect realistic characters ever.
Exactly. And you don't expect, for example, fairness in this movie. So you could see like the point of view of the British. Maybe they have like some
Yeah,
reason.
that's not this story exactly.
Exactly.
There's
So that's
probably
not
other
a-
stories.
Mhm.
And then number 2 is don't try and match their audio to their mouth. Just don't do it.
Wow.
I tried for so long. I was just sitting there like, that doesn't match. This one doesn't match. And that one doesn't match. What are they doing out here? And then
I do better editing of like syncing the
I was
audio
so
and the video.
shocked. Yeah. And I was like, wow, you guys put so much effort into the visuals. Why
Uh-huh.
didn't you just sync the audio properly?
Mhm.
But then you realize this is something that Indian movies do as a rule.
Wow.
The reasons that I heard, correct me if I'm wrong, if you know better reasons. One is that the country is so loud all over the place. It's just loud. Their cameras are even loud. And the crew, and
What?
usually the scales that they use, the cameras that they use make noise even. The streets are loud. And then they're doing things that we're not really, it's not in our scale. Like they never have a dinner scene at the table. It's always somebody running and the motorcycle stopping and everything. So the scale is just so high that they don't find it worth it to do audio on set. You know, when we were on set together,
Yeah.
and when audio rolls, it's a crazy environment because it goes quiet on set, no one is speaking.
Even though it's like a studio already, there's
yeah.
like no sound. Nothing
Exactly.
else.
One person talking like 100 meters away.
Or like walking. Nobody should walk even.
I know, the assistant director is like, who's moving? Shut your mouth or I'll kick you out of the set, you know? So that's how it is. It's just silent. So they decided we don't need to do this. We'll just dub it. We're going to have to dub it 100 times anyway to these different languages. Why would we waste time with
There's
this?
no original sound at all.
There's so since this movie in 2001, I think
Yeah.
it's called Lagan. That was pretty much the first time they used sync sound in
I
2001. And then since then, some movies that are more grounded in reality do use audio. For example, 3 Idiots definitely used sync sound.
Yeah.
But most don't. And once you accept this, you're not looking for that, then you can just enjoy the fucking extravagance.
That's
Don't have to get
crazy.
lost
So I was like, after I heard you say this, I was like, maybe I could go and search and find the original one that they took. So just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Wow, that's insane. I mean, like, doesn't it? It is kind of like bothers you at first. That's true, but yeah, you're right. You get into it. I didn't notice the actors, the like Indian actors, kind of like being out of sync. My problem was again with the British
The
ones.
British is crazy because sometimes they're saying different words than even what is being put
Yeah,
on them.
I was like, what language are they even speaking? Or like, are they? Do they even know English?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. I was like, maybe they're speaking actually like in Hindi language or like I don't know an Indian language. So they dubbed it, but that was like kind of bad for me. Kind of takes you out.
exactly.
I
Until
don't
you realize that's what they do, and then once you accept it, you can move along.
It's so good after that. I was kind of like comparing it when watching to Monkey Man, which is also an action, and it's so similar to this. But Monkey Man is like a small, tiny version of this movie.
Yeah.
Because Monkey Man is also about revolution, kind of like going out and taking revenge. And it's so similar to this.
Yeah.
And it has
Monkey-
all
yeah.
the elements as
That's true.
well. And but like this one is, oh my god, the scale is so grand
Yes.
here.
To be fair, Dev Patel's first time directing with Monkey Man. He's acting in it. He's
And the
doing
budget
so many
is
roles.
low. That's
budget is low.
true. Yeah.
So it's great that he brought that style to Hollywood. That's really impressive. But even just comparing their bodies, like Dev Patel, he's doing this move.
Yeah.
He is, sexy guy, super muscly, great.
Wow.
And then you just put the shot beside these guys who
Wow.
are... I've never seen a body like this. Like, I actually kind of lost my mind while I was looking. They're golden, tanned, perfection.
Wow.
Buff, so strong, sweating. Oh my god!
And they do
mustache.
these superhuman things.
Superhuman things. The camera's shooting from right below, like the perfect angle. God damn. You can't get enough.
Yeah.
I bet. Oh my god! Even if you're a man, you're watching that, you're probably finding out like I'm gay. This is the truth.
Either that or like I have to be like them.
Yeah,
or, like,
yeah.
This is what women find attractive. I have to go.
Yeah. Oh lord.
But I was watching it and like this man is just punching the wall like that and his hands are all bloody. And I'm like, these people broke all their bones like this, and I break like a tiny little bit of bone, and I have to like go to physiotherapy and do massages and things in order to get better.
Yeah.
And then they're okay just a few minutes later.
This guy got stabbed in the heart. He's bullet in this side, wood
know.
on that side. He gets up, starts tackling everyone. He has no pain factor. Like, he doesn't understand it.
Yeah, exactly. And their body just recovers just like that. What is this? But
Perfection. I also wrote here, the British woman, she got all the surgeries. There is no surgery that she didn't get.
in 1920s, you can imagine.
That's kind of
She has the
ridiculous.
Botox and the fillers and the pitch blonde hair.
She did
She's
a great...
Kardashian. She's
yeah.
from LA. That's what I think.
Even she was so beautiful. She is still beautiful. Okay?
Of course.
She was
but
so beautiful as a young woman, and she was playing in Steven Spielberg movies, who we just talked about.
What in the
What
world?
in the world? Crossover.
Her acting is so bad. What are you doing, Steven?
I think they had to be super dramatic. I thought their acting was not adequate the first time I watched it, and then the second time when I realized they're simply the villains, then I could enjoy it. It's kind of like exaggerated, cartoonish villain.
Exactly. That
But-
you will try to like antagonize as much as you can. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's all your fault. It's just your fault. What I love so much is, first of all, the bromance. Oh,
You've
not
never
seen
seen
something like-
romance like this.
No.
Ever.
How is this? Like the moment their hands were like intertwined like this. Wait. Was it like that?
It's like this.
Oh, really?
What
and
a
then
handshake.
and then suddenly it's set in stone.
Oh my god! Like
The
it's a
editing
prophecy,
of
yeah.
it. Yeah.
And then they start hopping, skipping around.
Well, the thing is, like, this man, the officer, was so fierce, and he was this man that,
Stone man. He wouldn't even move if someone jumped into him.
yeah, and you're like already kind of, I know you aren't, but I was so devastated. Like, you did this to all these people that were like protesting there, and you beat them up like that just because of like this status, and you're this cruel man. And suddenly you see the side of him that you
I
didn't
know
expect.
this cutest little smile. Oh my god!
It's amazing. Just because that other guy is on his level. You know, they're on the same level, so now they could.
Exactly.
And it's just, it matches. It's so good. You see this guy that is like the leader of the tribe, and he fights tigers
What an
and
introduction!
wolves. And he's like running in the forest, and he hunts them. But he's a peaceful man. Even if when he hunted the tiger, he was like trying to calm it and like apologizing to it. And then there's this officer that hunts its people, his people there. And then they're together, and you're like, oh, this guy, this officer is hiding his true self from this man. He's gonna do something to him, definitely.
They're both hiding their true selves.
That's true. But like at least the leader Beam's true self is like this calm man that
That's
came
true.
for a good reason. But what about the officer? You can't justify it at the moment in the movie. So then they're together and they go and they're smiling. They're on the motorcycles. They're just about town. And then this man is like, oh, he's also hyping him to get with this girl. And that's also so real. And this girl is English. And this Beam guy, he doesn't know English. So he's also translating as well.
This
So
Beam guy
cute.
keeps being like, can I come to your house, to the girl? Let her take you to dinner first. He wants to go to the house first.
Well, first of all, the girl is like so desperate. She was so fucking desperate.
I would be too. Oh my god, this is a god in front of you.
I would
Take it.
go for the other man, definitely. But sure, whatever.
Oh, I'll
Everybody's
go for
tasted.
both at the same time.
Oh my god!
Come to me. So
Yeah.
good. But this
Okay.
girl is so into him. Like, she's sending all the signals. Meanwhile, he's trying to save his little lamb.
Yeah, he doesn't care at all about this.
He
this
cares a
girl
little bit.
Not really. He ignores her all the time.
That's true.
He's single-minded. He's all about saving that girl and his friend.
Can we talk about the first time they meet?
Yeah.
These two? So this is kind of the meme as well. If you search on Google, it comes up RRR. There's a motorcycle and a horse following each other.
Yeah.
How can you introduce two characters? Like, what are some ways that you have? Simple, like, hello, how are
They
you?
meet
Let's
in
get
a coffee shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
They bump into each other.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Oh, how you been? Oh, I'm good. I'm good. How about
oh, by
you?
the way, my name is that. Or like they have some banter thing. Like
How's
they're-
your brother? Yeah.
Or like no, they don't know each other. No, for example, like they're gossiping about someone.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that man did this, and look at that, and they laugh about it, and they, oh, by the way, my name is this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now here's how these two meet. Go! Motorcycles coming out. Ah. The rope is flying.
And they understood each other.
They understood each other from 500 meters away. Oh my god.
Even
And
when they're
one
close, they don't talk.
No. Just the hands. They took a
We
selfie.
can't even communicate clearly with each other.
with words.
This close
Yeah,
with
yeah.
words.
Oh my god, they're on another level. They take a rope, they jump over a bridge, both of them, killing themselves.
Literally, if it was me there, I was like, huh? What do you
Text it.
what?
What do you-
What do you mean? Like he was doing these things, and I'm like, you understood all that?
Oh my god.
You understood what you're going. So
Yes.
now you know what the plan is. You know what you're gonna
Especially when the plan is jumping over a bridge with two ropes. Like, you should practice that from a month in advance. That's ridiculous. But that's their friendship. Like, they understand each other soulfully.
Right.
They grab a flag. Oh my god, their plan doesn't even make sense. But one guy throws the baby over to the other guy. They're trying to save a young boy. And then they exchange flags. Oh, fucking sexy. This man wraps himself into the Indian flag, goes into the fire, comes out. The things that they do to save this boy
Yeah.
with no words exchanged, and once they succeed, that's when their hands come together. And why would you not be friends after that? After you've defied the laws of physics,
Right.
you better become friends after that.
Oh my god. And then I don't remember, how did they let go and go to the water after this?
They just jumped in the
They
water.
just jumped?
Yeah, they
But
just
weren't
jumped.
they tied? Oh, I think they kind of like
That's the
There's no
smallest part
rules.
of the
Yeah.
problem. They're probably
fixating like on this.
This guy stopped a motorcycle with his foot. It turned around in front of him and he grabbed it with one arm.
Oh, what?
And threw it. You think a rope is going to be a problem? What the fuck are you talking about? What are you saying to me right now? He grabbed a tiger. This rope is like
what?
this
Literally,
floss
imagine.
problem.
This is the thing. The rope is on the bridge and it's like tied to you, and your hand is here. So, what are you gonna do at this moment? You just have to stay here.
Bite it. Do what? Use your imagination with these guys.
You are already there. I think you have to go to these like Bollywood, Hollywood, these kind of
I
industries
know.
and make movies for them.
Oh my god, let's do
Your
it.
imagination is already there.
These guys, it was so simple for them. They jumped and then they started climbing a tower of humans. Do you remember?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow. there's no reason for that to be in the movie, you know? There's no particular story reason. But it's so crazy. Like, they got 100 people to practice this, walk over each other. Oh my
For
God.
like a smallest shot, a few
Yeah.
seconds.
Oh, and you know, before that is the craziest shot.
Mm.
Before the friends meet and everything, this guy is running after a brother, the officer.
Right.
He's running
yeah.
after in the city, and he's like, where? The camera pulls back. We see the whole city pulls back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we see the river and goes into a different city. What the fuck? This camera.
That was amazing to show us the environment.
Yes,
and the
that's where
world.
the next scene is gonna take place. Exactly.
Whoa. And then exactly on the other side of the bridge is the other character that we're following. So it's
Yeah.
like also
Oh, wow.
this bridge is the bridge between their friendship and their alliance. Oh my God.
So good.
This is so insane.
And that's when the title card comes up.
yeah.
At 40 minutes in.
The first hour or something. I don't know. Yeah, they actually are timed so perfectly. Each hour comes at at a very specific minute into the movie. And also, after this, exactly, there's the song. And the song also describes their kind of like friendship. And it asks the question, are they going to betray each other? Is this going to end badly?
Are you talking about the song Dosti? That one?
Is it called Dosti?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, what the hell?
I'm obsessed with that
Dosti
song.
is
It
Persian
means friendship,
too.
yeah.
Friendship, yeah.
That song is playing after they hold hands. What a banger. Listen to Dosti, D-O-S-T-I.
Yeah.
It's playing, and then the crazy thing is it again plays at the end of the movie when they're doing the arrow
Oh, wait,
sequence.
they're talking about Dushman and Dost.
Yeah.
Dushman is also enemy. So good.
Oh, when I heard that word, yeah,
I'm like-
chills. Yeah. But then, like, imagine people who don't know. I'm sure it still affects them because of the choice
Yeah.
of music, melody, and everything. But then, yes, after that, they play. Are you talking about Natu, that song, or Dosti?
Dosti, yeah.
Oh, okay, you are.
Yeah.
What a classic. And the way they use songs back to, like, multiple times, that's so smart. They only have about 4 songs,
Oh.
and they keep using it. And that's why the song kind of, like, you remember it
That's
each
the
time.
best way.
Yeah. You don't need 20 songs.
No, but I think most Bollywoods are like this.
Yeah.
Bollywood movies, they just have a few songs, but like they are long. So it's like always also repeating the chorus as well over and over multiple times. So it's like always in your mind, you memorize it. I guess this is a tactic or
Yeah,
something.
for sure.
But
Yeah, as the song is playing, we have a montage of their friendship.
Of their friendship, yes.
Incredible. And so good because this man is looking for Beam. He has a photo of Beam. Like,
Not Beam, actually. At first, I thought it was
Akhtar.
Beam, but it was the other guy. His
Really?
friend. Yeah, it was a photo of his friend. Or like a drawing.
Oh, that's fair, because how would they know how he
I
looks
know,
like?
right?
Yeah.
I was like the whole time, you're holding this drawing and you don't look at your friend.
Yeah.
It's just right beside you looking exactly.
That's
But I guess
so
everybody
true.
had a beard.
yeah. But that's a great point. I didn't even realize. Still, though, they do look similar, and
Yeah.
the way they build the tension with, like, officers showing, have you seen this man? And then, oh, okay, let me just go with a bike ride with my bestie. Gets into the bike, and they fly away. And so, is this? No, it's just my friend. And they just dance around. So good.
I know. And then you also see that Beam has this fake identity that he presents himself. He presents himself as this Muslim man named Akhtar. And he has this family, for example.
But that's his real family, no?
Is it? No, I don't think so. His family's all in the tribe.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like some friends probably or something. So yeah, he has this. And I don't know why, but the officer used his real name with his friend, right?
I guess so. Ram.
The whole time it was that. So
That's
yeah,
true. He just didn't say that I'm an officer.
exactly. So Akhtar goes about like town and then he sees well, there is this governor's house and he knows that Molly, this little girl, is in the governor's house. And the governor's house is just crazy. It's like a castle or something with gates, huge gates, 2-factor authorization. It's like Google level security. And he sees this woman who's kind of kind, trying to protect some of the Indian men that were like, I don't know, people were cruel to them.
I
the
know, and
officers.
he falls in love with that. We could do that. Just show up, like you see someone getting beaten up, be like, please stop the beating. He doesn't deserve it.
No.
And then this god
Be a
falls in
basic
love with you.
human. Be a basic. But he didn't fall in love though. He didn't. The thing was that he thought, oh, this is a kind girl I can take advantage of. This is a kind girl that.
Then why do you think? Well, I guess because he wants
This is
to
a
get into the
naive
house.
girl that you could manipulate.
Wow.
That's the way. Yeah.
Okay.
Immediately he talks to his friends, and that's what he says. Like,
That's
we have
true.
to befriend this girl so we could like get in there. She's kind.
But the friend is like, is this your girlfriend and stuff? They laugh about it.
Yeah, and he doesn't say his goal, like why he wants to befriend with
Right.
this girl. Yeah.
Good point.
But the friend is like the officer. He's all hyping him, like doing the most for these two to get together. Like talk about I don't know matchmaking, mama, or something. I need one of those friends. Why aren't you like that?
Oh my god.
Why don't you
They're
go to
so
these
good.
lengths finding someone for me?
Throwing nails into the street.
Dancing in front of that,
The
and then
dance.
failing, so I look good in front.
Yes, leaving with the car saying, give this guy a ride. Like,
Yeah.
he knows all the moves.
Oh yeah, the nails, as you said.
Oh, my god.
We have to be like this. We have to be a team like that.
Yeah, let's use these techniques.
Oh my god, the
Okay.
best seduction 101. You have to learn it from Raj. Or what was his name?
And he
Ram.
has had the same girlfriend since he was 4. So
I
he
know.
should not
what
know
do you
these
know?
techniques.
Exactly.
Well,
he
he
has
knows them
the
all.
typical hero journey thing. Look, I have this lover in the village.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord. That story, I mean, let's not even get into it. It's fucked up. That story is insane.
Yeah.
Wow. How
I
that
don't
could be
think
a
we
whole
have to-
movie on
I
its own.
know, right? I mean, like, I don't even know how they managed to do it in 3 hours. It feels like a TV show. That's how they should have gone.
That whole, that one has its own arc, beginning, middle,
Yes.
and end. And it's even a different color and everything. You could cut that to be its own movie too.
Exactly.
But so moving.
And the thing is, like, okay, first of all, this man finds Molly through this friend, through this girl, goes to the governor's house and sees that the girl is there. But he can't do anything because there are officers everywhere and the security is so much, so he can't take the girl out. What he does after, I'm kind of wondering. Oh, this is what happens. They go to this party.
You totally skipped over the
Oh,
party.
I skipped
The
over
fuck?
the party.
I was
That's
like,
true.
where's this girl going?
I
You
know,
skipped over
I'm
not
lost.
to.
I'm so lost.
Yeah, first,
they go
after
to
the bazaar,
the girl
which
is desperate. She's
meantime-
like, "Oh, come to the
come
party.
to my party February 14th. I need a date. It's Valentine's Day.
know.
Gets invited. Before that, they're buying clothes for this Molly girl. Like she's getting great treatment. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Bracelet, dress, skirt, and love from Jenny.
Meanwhile,
all that.
she's also in a jail. They didn't even give her a bedroom. Why not?
Didn't they? She had the biggest bedroom, but just it had jail cell things at there. She's getting great treatment. In my opinion, she's a big pussy.
That's true. That's
This
so
fucking
the whiny girl. Like, what are you gonna
You're-
do in your tribe?
I know.
You didn't
go
even
do henna on these women's hands.
Yeah.
you're living in the castle. What the fuck?
I know, right?
And they were so nice to her, honestly. But we could get into that later. They go into this party, and then of course these two Indian guys get bullied by the fucking weirdo British people,
Yeah.
and they start. Oh my God, Raj
They
plays
play-
drums. How? Oh, he's like the best
With a
drummer.
tray too there, so it has the Indian sound.
Yeah.
As well. Oh, wow.
That's when I knew, like, his matchmaking, his wingman skills are beyond. He started picking up the drum set. What? Just to make his friends
He's an
look cool.
officer.
When did he learn the drum set? And he's doing like insane stuff, and then the song starts. Their
Whoa.
dance. I maybe watched that 10 times. I kept going back, 10-second intervals, and I was just like, what? How? What am I looking at? This dance is so sexy, and it's also really perfect.
And
like,
it takes so much
story-wise.
energy as well.
Yeah.
Like the way they're doing it, the hands and everything. Like
Oh
da- da- da-
my.
da- 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 da.
I've never seen.
And then
something.
this British guy is like, oh, flamingo, tango. Do you know this? Do you know that?
And
Fine
meanwhile, those are
arts.
all like Spanish,
Yes.
black. and
Yes, exactly. You wouldn't even dance that actually
everything.
in your parties because you think it's too vulgar, by the way.
Yeah.
And now you're here, oh, look at fine art.
Yeah,
You don't
right.
know any dances.
To his credit, though, he did learn the steps of Natu Natu.
He did. He did. He
So
was
fun.
one of the last ones to
Yeah.
give up.
Wow, good for him.
And so fast too. He should be a dancer.
Yeah, for real.
He's calling. But then it was so fun. Everybody started dancing. Like imagine everyone is just dancing to that, and so crazy.
And
Women,
then, the
everyone.
women go onto these two people's side, and all the guys are fighting against. It's like India and Britain fighting within that song too.
Right.
And their dance is so much like a fight. It's like exactly karate moves, kicks, and everything. Whoa. And the song, Natu means dance. So it gives me like dance, 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 dance.
Oh yeah, I
Dance
learned.
like your blood is boiling. Dance like you're gonna change the world. Dance like
Whoa.
and so moving.
And then the best thing happens when the friend gives up the officer. Just
What
so
is-
this man could look good.
Oh, wow. When they turn towards each other too, after they've beat everyone, suddenly
So
camera
there's this
changes.
moment.
Now it's me and you. We gotta fight, and they're both going their hardest. Who's gonna win?
Yeah.
But then this Raj, oh my god, the sexy man that he is, he looks over at this woman, and she's like, "Please, please, you should win."
The sexy mustache guy. Oh my god.
And his morals led him. He makes the decision to act like his foot is hurt. Next scene, he's carrying the other guy on his shoulder.
I know. What are you doing? Didn't you just like fall down like that? So
Perfect.
so cute. It feels like he looks at this man, this huge man, as his little brother.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Right.
Oh,
So
my.
cute. And then one part of this song is going to stay with me forever. When the guy is like, "This is vulgar. This is disgusting."
Yeah.
And then finally Jenny says, "No, I'm done with your bullying," and throws him away.
So crazy.
That's so good because she comes, she grabs their, like, what is this called?
lapel.
These little jacket ties.
Yeah.
whatever. She grabs
That's
these,
crazy.
hits them. Moment of silence. They cut back, and then she says, "Go!" That moment gives me goosebumps every time. Like, there shouldn't be
Bro.
a silence there. I feel like they put that in the edit, because the song kind of like stops for a second. It's supposed to be like, "Go," but it's
And you
"Go."
like it. It's good,
Oh,
right?
I'm obsessed.
Damn.
I'm in love with that.
Isn't it awkward though?
Oh my god,
Honestly.
it's so crazy because, like, what are they gonna say? What is she
Yeah.
gonna say? And she's saying, "You go, get back your country." This is like such a crazy moment.
Whoa. Wow.
And then, oh wow, this dance after that is so like sexual too, because it's like, I'm taking it off, I'm putting it back, and now it's back and forward.
Damn, I've never seen a dance with
Yeah.
these, actually. What do they call them? I wonder.
The neck belt,
The belt.
shoulder belt,
The shoulder belt.
shoulder strap,
Yeah, strap. Strap, I think you're on the right
strap on.
Yeah. But, like, I don't usually I don't like them at all. It's not my cup of tea. Don't wear that. But
Unless you're gonna dance with it.
unless
Did you-
you're gonna, yeah. It's so
Whoa.
fun. And then this desperate girl, I keep saying this word, but she is, says like, "Oh, come to my house for a cup of tea."
Fucking yeah! What is she doing for a cup of coffee?
Needy girl.
You're a princess.
Thirsty. Like, what are you doing?
You want to come over to my house later? We can have a cup of coffee or something. And then he comes in. He's like, "I'm hungry." "Oh, I'm so sorry. I will get you food right
And then
now."
she's disappointed also when he doesn't make a move. Like, oh,
I know.
come on. I'm giving you everything.
I know, and
Everything.
it's sad too because she's like, "Your dance mesmerized me. I couldn't move."
And then he's like,
"I don't know what you're talking
Dark
about."
Mike.
That was great.
It's such a SNL kind of thing, There's this.
I know
thing
English.
They have this bit, this kind of a sketch that kind of comes back again and again about Chad,
Yeah.
the guy that doesn't care at all about the woman, and the woman is like so beautiful, she's gorgeous. Sometimes she's J-Lo or like, I don't know,
yeah.
these kind of girls.
Yeah.
And then this man doesn't care at all, and they're like disappointed when he doesn't say anything, or they're like, "Oh, please, I love you and I want to be with you, but my husband," or like,
Yeah, Chad. Okay.
okay. Right, that's the thing it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
And then the man doesn't care. He just flees right when she goes out.
Dang.
goes to Mali. It's
That's so attractive. I like that about him.
I
We
mean,
don't need these guys to
he's
lust
gay.
over women.
He's gay. Like
Their
what?
friendship, yeah. I kept writing down, like, I kept writing BF.
Mhm.
Like, they're BFs. And I kept, like, when I was reading it, I was like, they're boyfriend. Like, he ran away from his boyfriend. Oh, that's what they are. They are boyfriends to each other.
Even though, like, I know a lot of people were a little bit mad when people would call them boyfriends or something. Like, call them for what it is.
Power couple. They're the best. Yeah, let them be boyfriends.
I know.
You know what their child would be like? I can't imagine.
Ooh, damn, the strongest man there is.
Oh, little fuck.
Superhuman. But yes, I mean, like, the man clearly is not into women at all. Even if he's not gay.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's just not into this gorgeous girl. You're not into that?
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. And that other guy, he had this lover when he was a child.
Yep.
So he has this idea of, yeah, I'm into women. There was this girl. And like, yeah, he built it up in his head. So he's delusional. Down the road, they will get together.
Oh, they should. I really ship that. Can I tell you about these two actors real quick? So Ram Chantar.
Ooh.
Okay, let's call him Ram.
Ram.
He is the lead of every movie that he's in. So, you know, we imagine Leonardo DiCaprio is the lead. No, sometimes he's like in a movie like Killers where he's like a dumb lead.
Exactly.
But this Ram guy, if you look at his movies, every poster is just him, like different poses of him, because he's the only one who matters. They go to watch the movie for him. He is one of the highest paid.
Wow.
And then his dad was one of the greatest actors in India.
Really?
Actor / politician too. He later became a politician. His grandfather was one of the greatest actors in India. So
What?
it's like
How?
a line, yeah.
That never happens. Actors are usually just the first or the second generation.
Yeah, I know. Grandpa.
Never.
Dad,
The grandpa is
Ram.
like,
He was born for this. Like, he was born for the screen.
yeah.
And then we look at NTR Jr., I think. I hope I'm not saying that wrong. The other guy, he, again, same thing. Like, if you look at his movies, it's all his face. Every single movie he's been, he's the lead. Since, like, 1970s, too. Since, like, 2001 especially, but since he was a baby boy. Again, because his father was one of the greatest actors in India. Greatest, highest paid, also semi-politician. Grandfather was also one of the greatest actors.
No way.
So they're both connected to this lineage of, like, their blood is just being on the
Of
screen.
nepotism.
You could say nepotism, but I would also say, like, do you see
No, I
them
know.
on the screen?
No,
Because I was kind of like wondering, this man, he looks like someone you would see in the street. Like, he's so hot and buff and everything, but like his face,
yeah.
you're kind of wondering, like, how did he become the biggest star in India? And maybe you could say, yeah, probably because his dad, like, taught him the ways and gave him the connections.
But he has the screen presence.
Yeah, for real. So these guys, like, they were bred to be movie stars.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
And both highest paid, and then they'd never been in a movie together. So, like, we can't even compare it to American actors at all. Like, we can't say, oh, it's like Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. No.
They're weak
Yeah,
compared to these people. Even if they didn't do, like, these actors, the Indian ones, they didn't do anything crazy action and stuff.
Yeah.
Just their presence, especially that Ram guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, can you compare that with Brad Pitt? It's apples and oranges.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just not the same. And especially, like, I mean, they're just weak. The American ones are just
Exactly.
not comparable. They can't be on the same screen.
The only way I could compare it is if, like, let's say they're making a movie and they're bringing the soul of winter and the soul of summer. And they're like, oh my God, summer and winter are in this movie? How are they even acting? Like, they're non-beings. They're just a state of time.
I see.
And so everyone's like, what the fuck? Summer and winter are in this movie. Like, what is going to happen? So that's why you would go watch it. That's how you feel. Like, you can't compare to any humans in America.
Right. They're ideas, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So you're watching this, every second. And you know, Indian audiences watch this movie in such a different way. I watched a few clips where it's playing in the theater. They're loud, they're clapping like loud.
That's the way.
Yeah, screaming. And that's why, like, some of these scenes, you see the shot is just for them to have enough time to clap. Like, it's just this guy looking so stern and dramatic and, like, doing a pose, and people are, wah, clapping before he says his next line. Wow, it's like a religious experience.
Can I just say something that, for example, when I was a kid and watching Bollywood movies with my relatives, these men, usually like my uncles and like these men that we had amongst our relatives, they were so influenced by these Indian lead actors that they would like want to work out just to be like them.
Yeah.
And they were all so influenced by them. Like all the time I could see it, they would say it, they loved these men so much, and they would go do exactly the same things just to look like them. So it's a real thing, especially at that time. I don't know, but I was
Exactly. The influence is crazy. And so I'm glad that movies like this exist, because they, like, if they do nothing else, they'll influence you to work out. If that's not enough, you know, and they'll probably influence you to like start revolution, stand up against tyranny and all that. But working out is number one. Like my mom said, she was also watching a lot of Indian movies, and she would break her knees, like falling onto her knees, singing these Indian songs. And she didn't even know what it was. But she was like, I want to be just like these stars. So their influence is insane. And that's even Iran. Like, we watch some Indian movies, but to think like that's their culture, that's what they look at.
Yeah.
Wow. The power is incredible.
And also like the parallels between like Iran and India is so crazy. Like it goes back to years and centuries ago that these cultures like emerged and like intertwined with each other. Just their language is like they share a lot of words together, and their culture is also so very similar to each other, even though they could not be more different at the same time. But it's just that they're just one and the same kind of, and it's so beautiful. I think just the way they are and the history that they went through, just like the tyranny that India had to go through with like the British going and colonizing them. Similar kind of thing happened in Iran as well, with like English coming and wanting to take over the oil that they had, especially like south of Iran was mostly in the hands of the British. So there was always these fights between like Spanish and English over Iran, and English had always, even to this day, it has so much influence. But what happened is that at one point, English decided to change their strategy. They were not going to explicitly try to take the resources from the countries and claim that they were theirs. For example, they went out of India from like, I think 1940 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
They were not there anymore. So even in Iran, similar kind of thing happened. But what they did, they changed their strategy. They put people from those countries as the head. And for example, in Iran, they planted this like Imam Khomeini. They planted this leader of revolution that was clearly their people, and put him as the leader in Iran to rot the country from within, to corrupt it from within, or like take advantage of it from within. So people wouldn't know that. So it was like a facade. Oh, you did the revolution. You guys did that. But no, it was actually people behind the scene that planted these people there and wanted to take advantage. And I imagine similar kind of thing happened in India as well. Even though they're independent, I'm sure that England would never give up on them, and has never given up on them, and has put people, I'm sure like their political leaders are also so influenced by the English ones. And so I guess like that's the way it is. Like English kind of evolved their strategy of how they would go about colonization, and now it's different. Now they're not explicitly there. They're behind the scenes. They control what's happening. Because still the resources are so much like taken by that.
I know. England is so tiny. They're like, they don't even exist pretty much on the map.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they needed resources to stay alive. Kind of like a cancer, you know? It's just cells that want to kind of multiply and get more, so they could get more resources from the body. And that's like the way it is. So they did this, and now even if people of Iran want to revolt, or even India has so many like corrupt leaders and politicians, if they want to get rid of them and revolt, I can't imagine they could do that, because now it's so much stronger, and they will not allow it to happen. Unless England allows it, there's no revolution that is going to happen.
Unless you watch this movie, RRR, and you decide you can do anything. Imagine this man was fantasy, getting whipped by... Yeah, exactly. It is fantasy. But he was getting pain, bloody from this whip that has spikes on it. And he was singing a song of, let's come together to end this world, to end this tyranny. And this inspired the millions of people to start fighting as well, to sacrifice their own life so that their partner could jump over them and come attack the officers. Right. So with the right kind of revolutionary, there's enough people in a country to overthrow the government. Like, that's so clear. The government is like 0.1%, and then the people. But people are usually not that drawn together with one cause. Exactly. Each person's living for their own benefit. So if you watch a movie like this, you might be inspired to start a revolution. I would say, like, take a break. First, think about how you're going to do it before you give up your life. But there are people who existed like this, like Mahatma Gandhi, we were just talking about, who did his thinking. Yeah, exactly. He dedicated his life for sure. And then the way he was able to convince so many others to join his protests with this one man who then brought people beside him, he was able to actually end the British rule, like, to at least in the facade, where they left the country finally over the years of him doing these
It's all about like the union, as you say, and it's hard to bring people together. What happened was that India was influenced and was colonized by England for centuries, from the 15th century. There was this company, East India Company, that came from England, and they were of like explorers and artists and merchants. And they decided to like take the resources and things like that and trade, and they had ships. And then as years went by, they became stronger. So they built railways as like in the probably like 19th century. And they built universities and companies. But also what they did was that they did not care about the culture of the Indians at all. And they did not mix with them in the least. And they would take advantage of them at any chance they got. So after years, when in the Queen Victoria's rule, she took over this company and everything, and she said that I am the Empress of India. So there was this act that they signed and everything. So the East Indian Company, it just went away, and now it was under the rule of British Empire. So it became British Raj until, I think, from like 1840s to like 1940s or something. Yeah,
it was East India Company was taken away because the Indians were revolting.
Right.
To the point where this company fucking, I don't know what they sell. What the fuck is up with them?
I know.
But anyway, they were getting so strong that they were using arms. Like now, you know, we're a company, like we probably sell like iPhones or something. I know they're not selling iPhones, but we're selling some shit, and then we have the guns though, so we'll just get you in line, and you come work for us now for free, and use our guns. And by the way, you can't have your religion. Everyone's got to be Christian in here. And these people are like, what the fuck? This is against everything you're doing is against what we believe in. You're killing animals. We worship these animals. We think they're so precious. And so finally, these Indians who are losing their lives literally every second. They're living in poverty while this East India Company, whatever it's building.
Flourishing there.
They're flourishing. They don't even have to be like a cancer. Like they shouldn't even be there. And they're taking resources from the people who were born there. And so they keep revolting until finally the British say like, yes, we'll get rid of the East India Company.
Right.
But now we'll just regular rule. And then they just keep playing tricks like, oh, we will... I love this. They're like, we'll pick some ministers who are Indian so cool, you know. You guys better be
Wow, look at
grateful to us.
that. And
But-
they don't even have votes, by the way. The Indian
Really?
ones,
I
yeah.
didn't
So
know.
they put like the Indian ones in the they're like governments or stuff, but they didn't have even votes. They were just there to consult.
Dang. And meanwhile, they're even choosing people who grew up in England, in Britain, like Indian
Yeah.
people who went to education there.
Oh,
And so still, like, you would think, oh, at least give them the vote. They're
But
going to
they're-
choose your way.
but they would.
Yeah. And one of these leaders was Mahatma Gandhi. That's so beautiful. So he studied law in England. He went back there. He became this minister. He saw nothing is changing here. What am I doing? And then he resigned.
Wow. And the thing is, like, people drew the line at religion. So religion, we could say so many bad things about it, and it does really separate people and everything, and it does bring ignorance. But at times of like this, it also is a cause of union, and people in power know this. That's why they created these religions, because religions bring people together and gives them some supernatural reason, just because they believe it is supernatural, to go and fight anything that is in their way. Like, and no physical thing matters anymore. So when this East India Company, as you said, they were like against these people's religion, and they were like enforcing the Christianity, that's when Indian people actually revolted, and they were just, enough is enough. We can't tolerate this anymore. The same thing kind of, I think, happens with the last revolution, which is like at that time, everybody came together. So the final revolution happened because not only people revolted because of religion, but because of everything. So everybody from every like age and demographic and with any belief, they came together. And that's the true union and power that finally did this.
They rise, roll, revolted.
Yes, exactly.
Good for them.
So this
Love
movie happens in 1920. So years has to go by until the final revolution actually happens.
20.
So it's like what they did was they rose against the governor, which is also very good because governor had the most amount of like power in India.
Great timing, yeah. And you know, these two people were real revolutionaries, but everything about them is, of course, fictionalized. And they weren't friends, I don't think. But they are real.
Beam and this Raj guy.
You know, the shepherd of the town who will go to any lengths to get the sheep back. And then the officer who is going to work from within. These were real people. This guy, Beam, is getting lashed in the middle of the street.
Right.
With a fucking spiky whip too. And then the British woman is like, there's hardly any blood. Where's the blood? She's been saying that since her menopause began.
Honey, I don't see any blood. Give me some blood.
What kind of bloodthirsty woman is that? Crazy. He's literally, his pants are red, by the way, from the blood. But there's hardly any blood.
Well, maybe remove the shirts or something. I was like,
oh my.
Just because she wanted to see blood. And nobody's taking the shirt off, which is the obvious thing to do, to see the blood. What?
That's true. Take the shirt off. You'll be in the audience shouting that. That's
exactly.
And then she's like, there's hardly any blood. She throws a whip down, like, use this whip. She throws it perfectly in front of Ram, too. Like, she
just
couldn't have
had
thrown
it in her
better.
backpack.
Yeah.
She just had it there, you know, in her little purse.
Exactly. For moments like these.
Yeah. Just in case.
Ram, use this one.
And I've never seen something like that before. What a cruel woman.
What the fuck?
What kind of sadist thing is that?
It's kind of BDSM bullshit.
Did you get that from like 50 Shades of Grey or something?
Yeah. And you know, I was just going to say same thing. This man
His
is getting
brother's
beaten
sex toys
up. Yeah. He is so in pain, but Ram is in the background, out of focus, like, whew, pew, pew. I was like, please whip me like that. Get into work. Get to my bedroom.
Oh
I'm
my
so
God.
attracted.
Her bedroom life is, I think, is crazy. Good luck, governor. Like,
yeah, for you. And then at the same time, Beam is singing. Like, he's getting so hurt, but he's singing for revolution. And then Ram is wiping the blood of Beam and a tear off.
Never seen a shot this emotional in my life. So see, like, he whips Beam, the blood is spilled in his face. And then also the tears. So it's just...
What? Incredible.
There are so many shots like that. There's fire in his eyes when the camera's like showing that. Or, oh my God, he's fire and this beam is water. And they have so many shots that like represents this as well and shows this.
Exactly. And then Beam's blood forms a river that starts the revolution. What a shot.
And then after, when everybody's gone, this man, the officer, goes and does he put his hand on?
Yeah.
Oh.
And meanwhile,
tell me that's not a love story.
And so you know, in that scene, like, he's just had the hardest day. He's been beating up his best friend and everything. He comes in, his hair is fluffy, perfect. Do you remember? It's like flowing out like a dandelion, all over the place. I had to write that down.
Oh,
it was so
it's
good.
very important. Yeah,
it was so good. And yeah, Beam's pants were red from blood,
but he didn't kneel down.
Oh wow, he never knelt.
Well, isn't that a little arrogant? Like, I feel like when you're in this kind of position, you have to let go of this because of your well-being. Like, what do you think that's gonna do exactly?
He thinks even if he dies, that will be a fire spark for the revolution.
You know, that's the thing. There are two different philosophies in this movie, which each lead character has. Beam is the guy that thinks he can, if he doesn't kneel and he's strong, he can fight them and he can get rid of them and he wants to die proud. But that other guy, the officer, I keep forgetting his dumbass name. Ram. Okay. This man thinks a little bit differently. He's like, I have to get into this system. That's what I love. I love these characters. I write these kind of things because I know this works. You have to get into the system and then you get the resources from them and then you kind of like get them to collapse themselves. Like, so he gets the resources and he sends them to his people. So he forms an army of trained people that are ready to actually do something. So one person, but then he realizes that, oh, maybe like the emotional arm or weapon is much stronger than that. But what I would say is that what he's doing is so much better. Like, what he does is better.
It's kind of ridiculous though, because he's saying, oh, I'm gonna keep being in British rule until I get some guns to send to my people. But to do that, I'm going to kill all these people who are revolutionizing right now. They're doing it right now. But I'm going to kill them so that I can get guns to my people. It's kind of absurd.
It is. It's just such a paradox.
Yeah.
You don't know when to stop. And it's just such a loop. I don't know.
Yes. But, you know, at this time, he does change his mind. And he's like, I have to go save my friend. And so he gets in a car. He's about to go kill this British evil dude. You know, the king, whoever this guy is, governor. And he has a whole plan. Like, the tree is going to fall on the governor and everything.
Yeah, he planned everything. He's such a, like, mastermind.
Exactly. But the governor realized. So the governor's like,
also
go
smart.
faster, damn it, go fast. The car crashes. The governor's flying. His gun's flying. The governor grabs gun mid-flight. That's insane. Like, they gave the governor a cool moment too. They didn't have to do that.
You know, I know, right?
Fucked. Like, he's flying, his cape is perfect in the air. And then Beam gets trunk into his... Oh, not Beam. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Ram.
See, like, the names.
Ram gets a trunk right into his back and
was horrible.
He's running around bleeding. And so you're like, oh my God, this is the moment of death for him. But then he starts slide tackling everyone. Like, as if it didn't even happen.
So many moments that I'm like, they're done. Like, you know, when he was whipping his friend, I was like, oh, he died? I was crying.
Yeah.
Do you understand the devastation I had? I'm gonna sue these directors. What were they thinking? I fully believe that he died. I was crying rivers. And then to next scene, like, he's gonna get killed again. I'm like, didn't he die already?
Yeah.
No.
Whoa, but had he saved Molly at that point? Not yet.
No, I don't think so.
So he went back, he recovered from all the spiky, and then came back with all the tigers and everything. Lord.
Oh no. That happened.
Oh,
that
okay,
happened.
Yeah,
that he
yeah,
was-
right. That's true. There's also a mistaken identity situation there where Ram is like, I'm here to save you, friend. I saved the girl. But Beam thinks this guy's back to whip him again. So he punches and then knifes the heart and everything. Oh, God. So sad.
But he doesn't kill him.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
had
yeah,
this
yeah.
wood, but
What a moment.
these are devastating. Like,
Ow.
they emotionally wreck you.
And after this, we're going quick because we're running out of time. But after this guy's in the cell. Ram is in the cell. They're saying
This
like,
man, like, takes it out like that? The iron, that is it.
Oh, that's easy. I
yeah,
wasn't even.
yeah.
I was thinking like, this man is in there. They're giving him 1 meal a week, and they're like, oh, he's probably dying in the corner. They come in. He's doing mad pull-ups. I can't do a single pull-up today if you put a gun to my head. This guy's doing pull-ups, and then they throw him in another cell. He starts doing pull-ups
With
easy.
a broken leg.
Yeah.
And, oh, man.
So they're just on another level. Gotta say. Oh, this is my least favorite part. Fucking hate this bitch.
Oh.
Molly, this little girl, her singing voice is beautiful. Her Hannah skills, great. But she's sitting there. She's just been rescued. She's like, I'm so hungry.
You bitch.
Oh my God. Fucking, if I was Beam, I would be like, I just saved your ass. I came with the tigers of the forest. I betrayed my best friend. He's getting 1 meal a week.
Oh my God.
He's doing pull-ups right now. I should have hung out with him. Your ass is hungry? Go get some food.
When you were in the governor's house and everything was good, like you had all the meals, you were complaining and crying like that.
You said you didn't want to be there. Go eat a rock. You are out of here. Go time out.
I think that's like the most unrealistic thing, as you say, because like they wouldn't treat these kids this well.
I know.
Like,
For
that just
real.
doesn't happen. Especially in the
1920s?
1920s. Please.
My dad says he wasn't even allowed to sit at the table with his parents. Like the kids were in the corner.
tables. I don't think my
No,
dad
no
even
table.
had all these meals when it was like
Exactly. The scraps were thrown at the kids.
some bread before they go to like to work for their dad too. Oh
Yeah,
man.
for real. Yeah. So I'm so hungry. I'm ready to shoot you right now. If you say one more word about hunger.
If it was like them, they would be like, oh, come eat me. You eat me.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. I hated that scene.
Some
And then
spoiled iPad 2020 kid.
and he's so protective of her. What is going on? I hated that.
No.
You know, right after that, the fiance comes in and she's like, "Oh, I will help everyone. I have smallpox. I will save you all." And then he's like, "Why did you save us? Why did you help us?"
Yeah.
And she's like,
I
"We
was
should
looking
always help
forward
each
to
other."
getting whipped again.
Yeah, that's his king.
I love to get my
Yeah.
ass whooped.
Exactly. He's like, "Why did you save us?" And she's like, "We should always help each other. My fiance told me that."
As if you go about your day just saying my fiance,
Yeah,
right?
what? Like, do you not? If your fiance didn't tell you that, would you not help each other? Your fiance had to tell you? These women are so weak. I hate them.
Exactly.
Fiance told me we should help each
A
other.
quote from her fiance. How impressive.
And then you see, even the guys are super weird though, because the guy's like, "You gave us a meal. I'm going to retrieve Ram, even if I die saving him." Give that guy more meals. He's putting his life on the line just for 1 meal. He's like, "I will vow to give you my life."
Yeah, he's hot-headed. That's what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't think straight. He's an emotional person. He takes action based on emotions.
Yeah.
But that other guy, Ram, he is the straight thinker. He's the logical one.
And you know why? Because at the tender age of 9, he was forced to shoot his dad so that his dad would explode, just like the Jaws episode.
That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. That's the kind of conflict that you have to go through. Like, these Americans are so flisky.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
What
yeah.
They're just such snowflakes. This is the, the drama-minded people of, like, Asia.
Yeah.
They know how to go about it. I just suggested the same
You
thing.
did,
You have
and
to
you
watch
hadn't
the Jaws.
seen RRR. Yeah.
No.
Last week we were talking about Jaws, and Anna was like, "This is how it should have ended," and she gave out this plot, and now Look at that.
Go watch the Jaws video.
Yeah, that is so similar. And the stakes are high. I mean, you will cry. There's no doubt about it.
Exactly.
What's beautiful, though, is the director of this movie was talking to Steven Spielberg.
What?
About Fablemans, too. So, you know, we talked about this Steven's autobiographical film. And this director was so starstruck. It's crazy. He was like, sir, thank you for talking to me. I'm so grateful. I love your movies. And Steven, of course, was like, I love RRR. Wow. They loved each other. But to see, that was
they're
also
the
gay.
same. But the same. Like, they're also powerhouses, both of them.
I know. Yes, exactly. But the amount of respect that this director had for Spielberg, I was shocked. Like, you be more arrogant. Like, you also created this movie. Yeah. You're like on the same level as this. But that's kind of what it is. Like, these people probably grew up. SS Rajamouli. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. But he grew up with Steven Spielberg's movies too. And so just seeing that conversation was so great. Like, you're a crazy director. You're one of the best. But to see you talk to him like that.
Yeah, I think it's just about the artists in that kind of situation, because in those kind of societies, you're expected to become a politician, which most artists, which actors, they do become. And yeah, so if you are like solely doing the arts for the sake of it and you love it, that means you are really a humble person and you love what you're doing.
So beautiful. So check out that interview. It's called Steven Spielberg and SS Rajamouli.
RRR director.
Okay. Talking about Fablemans. So good. And check out our Jaws episode as well. Then they become gods for real. Remember this scene? They almost die. They become immortal. Puts on his red pants with the arrows. This is when fire and water come together. The scene in question, you should watch on your own.
It looks like Hunger Games.
It looks like Hunger Games, but just the God level. Yeah, the shot, the music. Doosty is playing again. And these two are defeating every British. This is the climax of the film. So by them killing these officers, then they go and get... they break the castle. The castle explodes. This is the end. And they become gods. And then the blood of the officer splashes onto... The sun never sets on the British Empire logo.
Love that. And you know why British said that?
Yeah.
You know it, right?
No.
Because they colonized everywhere in the world, so the sun never sets on the British Empire.
What a moving
From the east to the west. Oh my God.
What the fuck?
But the blood is on there, so it is bloodied.
Yes.
The bloody British Empire.
Yeah. Yeah, that's your legacy. It's the blood of the people you killed.
But yeah, so that was so incredible. And then we have the end credits, right?
Whoa, the end credits, we gotta talk about that. So one final dance song where they're pointing to all the greatest heroes from Indian history.
Yeah.
And then they're also nodding to, look at us actors, we did this for you. Like, are you happy?
So
and like, this is our final gift to you. And then the director comes in and dances too.
Did he?
Yeah. Whoa, every movie should end like this.
Oh,
yeah, he was the best.
man.
Yeah, he was mostly singing, but the director and main actors all come back to dance. Even the man who died, the father of Ram. What a way to end the movie. And then the titles are silent. That's what we need. Like, we need the silent titles because we just heard this crazy song.
And one of the complaints, as I said before, is that they didn't put Gandhi as one of the inspirations of this revolution. What is up with that? Yeah. And one of the reasons we came up with is that probably because Gandhi was an advocate for the silent non-violence movement. And this movie is very much violent. So probably
That could be a reason.
That could be. But people did not like the fact that he wasn't even there. So,
yeah, what the fuck?
I know.
No, other than that, a perfect movie. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Rewatch it with your family. Force everyone you know and love to watch this movie.
Thank you so much for watching this episode, and go check out the Monkey Man episode that we have, as well as Three Idiots, which is another Bollywood movie that we did, and recommend more Bollywood, Tollywood, Jollywood,
Sandalwood,
Hollywood, all the woods. Recommend us all the woods that there is.
Thank you so much.
You.
And see you next week.
Bye.